Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Whether you are an historian, a journalist, a civics buff, or just a resident who's curious about your town government, a comprehensive resource detailing the town's financial performance, accomplishments, election results, and more is now available. Released last week, Barnstable's fiscal year 2010 annual report is a 176-page document containing virtually every fact, figure, and feature of town government between July 1st, 2009 and June 30th, 2010. An overview of almost every volunteer board, committee, and commission is contained within these pages. Every town council decision is recorded, and that's just barely scratching the surface of the information that you'll find inside. And oh, by the way, it's free. Earlier today, we sat down with Town Manager John Klim, who provided us with more detail on our latest annual report, from what's on the cover to where you can get it, and a lot in between. Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez, joined today by Town Manager John Klim. John, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Today we're talking a little bit about the 2010 fiscal year annual report, which was just put out by the town of Barnstable only last week. So this is a very recent development for us and for you, the citizens of Barnstable. And there's all kinds of information about our town in it. And John is kind enough to join us today to talk a little bit about what's in the report, how people can use it as a tool, and the types of accomplishments that it highlights year in and year out. But before we do that, the town of Barnstable is unique in the way that in terms of the stature of our annual reports, as it were. This is the 2009 financial report, which is still available, and you can pick it up for free. And John, talk to us a little bit about the 2009 report, because very recently we received a pretty high honor from the Mass Municipal Association.
We did. We had a recognition at the Mass Municipal Association's annual meeting in January, where the town of Barnstable was recognized for the best municipal annual report. So over the last 3 or 4 years, we've made a conscious effort to try to improve the report, and so it was gratifying to be recognized statewide.
So let's dive in a little bit to the report and talk about what's in it and how people can use it. And before we actually open the cover, let's take a look at the cover. We always kind of develop a theme, it seems, every year to be the cover art. Obviously, on the 2009 report, we see Senator Ted Kennedy. Of course, his passing was by far the largest story of fiscal year 2009. We look into 2010, and this is something that I hope nobody missed, but this is a picture of Luke's Love, a boundless playground, which you can find out in West Barnstable. John, talk to us about why this was selected for the cover.
Well, it's usually difficult to make a decision in terms of what you're going to highlight in the cover. It was easy last year with the passing of Senator Kennedy, who has played such a prominent role for us here in Barnstable for the last 60 or 70 years. So that was an easy choice. This year we have selected the Luke's Love playground out in West Barnstable. And although it's a seemingly small project, what it represents, which is a community coming together, a lot of volunteer work, and a lot of effort on the part of ordinary citizens doing extraordinary things, is the reason why we ultimately picked that for the cover. The whole story in and of itself is an extraordinary story of people coming together in a tragic circumstance, and we think that it points to what's the best about the town of Barnstable.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that statement more. A beautiful project, and it was a beautiful ribbon-cutting ceremony back in early August of last year, to be sure. Now let's take a look at actually what's in the report itself. Just give us an overview of what people can find as they flip through the pages.
Probably the most important part of the annual report is the financial statement. So for those that are interested in knowing how solvent the town is financially, they have an annual report from Mark Milne, Director of Finance. In addition, election results are always a prominent feature of any municipal annual report. So if you're interested in the results, reminiscing about the results of all the elections in the past year, that is there as well. In addition, our town clerk, Linda Hutchinwriter, has all of the results of every session of the town council. So that if you want to know, if you want to reflect back in terms of what the town council has done over the past year, all of the items that went before the town council is included in the annual report. And then, in a more general sense, you have reports from all of your various departments in terms of highlighting their accomplishments over the past year, and all of our volunteer committees and commissions are in there as well. So it really is a fact-filled publication. It's not the type of report that one usually reads from cover to cover in one sitting, but it's a reference document representing all that has transpired over the last year in the town of Barnstable. And now it is available in hard copy, but it's also on the website as well.
And in terms of how people can use it as a tool, that's a pretty good description. It's not necessarily something that is pleasure reading, although for civics buffs out there it may be. But in terms of it being a good reference about just about any type of corner or niche in town government that you might want to think of, this pretty much has it in it, right?
If you want to know about the graduates from the school system, there is a report there. If you don't want to know about the crime rate over the past year and how it's increased or decreased, the police department has a report and whatever. So whatever your area of interest is, if you're interested in the number of rare and endangered species out in the Sandy Neck, that's included in the Sandy Neck report. And so whatever your interest is, you'll probably find some information in our annual report.
Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of the effort that it takes to put this document together, it's about 150 pages or so, maybe a little bit more. I know that you pull together resources from every corner of the town. There's a big effort to put this together.
It is. Every department head and many staff are involved with assembling the report. And it's not just a matter of getting reports from every department. Then you have to make sure that it meshes, that there's some consistency to it. And so there are staff that volunteer to edit the report, and that's an important component as well, because you want to tell a story.
Sure.
At the end of the day, it isn't just a thick book with facts in it. You want to tell the story of the town of Barnstable, and so the contents of the report hasn't changed significantly over the past 3 or 4 decades. The appearance has, and we've done a lot to address the appearance of the report, to make it more readable, to have more pictures in it that show some of the highlights of the uniqueness of the town of Barnstable. And so we've worked on that over the last 3 or 4 years.
Now, finally, where can folks pick this up if they're interested in a hard copy version of it?
They can get it here at Town Hall, obviously. We also will be distributing them, as we do every year, through the town libraries. And as I said before, it's always available on the website as well.
Okay, and of course that website is town.barnstable.ma.us. The fiscal year 2010 financial report is out now, a great tool if you're looking to do research on recent history in the town, and certainly filled with facts if you're just a curious person out there. John, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And now we'll leave you with a look at this week's remaining meetings. Wednesday, February 23rd, Old Kings Highway meets in the West Barnstable Community Building on Route 149 at 7 p.m. On Thursday, February 24th, Site Plan Review meets in the Town Hall Hearing Room at 9 a.m. Once again, if you'd like to pick up a copy of the Town of Barnstable's fiscal year 2010 annual report, they're available for free at the public information area on the first floor of Town Hall, just past the main entrance. Hard copies of the report will also be available in all of the town's village libraries, and in the coming days, an electronic copy can be downloaded from the town's website, which of course is town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.